Hey everybody, Eric here with Spartan Auto Works. Today we are talking about the Prius saga. We had Sprinter saga about trying to program a factory key. Today is Prius saga. So here's what we got. 2015 Prius V5, whatever you want to call it. Prius junk. If you have a friend with a Prius, you should unfriend them. You should not be friends with them. These are terrible cars. So backstory on this, my neighbor's got a car lot, so of course I become the problematic fix my problem car guy, and he brings me this Prius. Well, he had done a couple previous Priuses before that had bad batteries, so he brings me this one. I said, why'd you buy another Prius? He said, well, I was trying to find something to specialize in. I said, why? Like, don't specialize in Priuses. So he brings me this one, BAD Smart Box. He didn't know at the time, I didn't know at the time. Anyway, we got a BAD Smart Box. That little red box down there is the Smart Box. Not the original one to the car. The original one of the car is still back there in its little cubby hole. Anyway, brand new from Toyota, because they are proud of the Smart Box. It is $1,200 and something, which is absolutely ridiculous for a freaking Smart Box. So I got the used one off eBay, got it in. This car's been stuck because once you can't power the car up, the wheels are stuck. You can't put it in neutral unless you can power the ignition on. Well, we couldn't do anything. It was dead. So long story short, this thing's been stuck. Had to wait a week or so to get the Smart Box, plug it in. I was in a hurry to get it out of here. I went to go do a Smart Box reset with the Altel. It failed 3 times, and I said, I don't have time to mess with this car. You're just gonna have to take it to the dealer. So we towed it to the dealer. The dealer calls back the same day and says it needs $3,400 worth of repairs. So I go up there. I said, what does it need? They said needs the Smart Box, needs the immobilizer, and also needs a new key. Well, here's the problem. In order to replace the immobilizer, you have to pull the dash. And let me tell you, nobody here is pulling the dash. So let me stop right here and let me regroup, and we'll continue this. We've regrouped here. So anyway, they said that they couldn't even communicate with the Smart Box, this new one, which I knew was false because the IM608 communicated with the Smart Box no problem. So anyway, it's stuck up there. We had it dropped off inside the bay. It's stuck up there. They're wanting $3,500 or $3,400 or 33 and some change to pull the dash to replace everything. So that was on Friday. So on Saturday, I bought Tech Info, 2-day subscription. And when I talked to the service writer up there, he said that all of it has to be replaced together. There's no way getting around it. And I had reached out to a couple other people about this, and they all thought used could be used, but nobody was 100% for sure. So anyway, and I guess where I'm kind of mad at myself at this point is I was such a hurry to get this out of my bay so I could use the lift that, you know, I figured, be a few $100s at the dealership, let them figure it out. I don't got the time. It's fine. But in typical dealer fashion, they've either just want to sell parts or probably didn't dig into the diagnosis very closely, or even maybe, let's just say, maybe it's not possible with TIS, which I haven't gone that far yet to do this reset that I did to get this car running. So anyway, here's where we're at. I do have to order a new key or try to unlock a key, one of the original keys with the Key Tool Max, which I have not done yet. Literally, I just went and got this thing picked up today from the dealer. I got it out of there the other day, but I hadn't had time to mess with this car, so I finally got a ride to go pick it up, so I just got it back here. So anyway, long story short, what I did is I said I want to try something before I say, okay, I'm gonna replace all this stuff and do all the labor in the parking lot, and then let you guys program it and tell me it doesn't work. So what I did was I bought and if you buy a new IM608, it comes with the BP112, which is the key or Toyota key simulator. I got my IM608 when they first came out, so of course it wasn't included in the kit, but I think they're all included in the kit now. So anyway, I didn't have one, so I ordered one, and Amazon Prime failed me, so it took an extra day. Got it here within 3 days from Amazon. Went to the dealer, and first things first is, with the old one, I couldn't power up the car. So I wanted to power up the car to at least see if I could get it to move. So what I did was use pulled out the key data from the smart box, which you use the IM608 to do. So you back up immobilizer data, and then you'll generate a key. So I backed up the data, generated a key. I was able to get the dash power on. Once I got the dash power on, I had a theft light up there. So poking around, and I'm kind of in a hurry, and I wanted to get this video made, otherwise it's never going to get made. Poking around the Autel under the diagnostic side, there was the steering lock, relearn, and something else. And maybe I'll go back and amend this video at some point, but I just don't have a lot of time, so I figured, why, this car's fresh, we're going to do this. But anyway, went in there, I relearned the steering lock and something else to it. It takes like 30 seconds or so. And then once I did that, the lock went off on the dash. And then once the lock went off, I was able to take my fake key, hold it up to the start stop button, and the car was powered on. So I literally just got this car driven back from the dealership with no key, just the fake key, which is kind of scary in a sense, because you could go steal one of these cars, any of these smart key cars, really easily. But at the same time, this just goes to prove that you can reuse a used smart box. Now I just got to get a new key, or virginized key. I think I'm gonna just get a new key. They're only like $130 from a dealer. The dealer we took this to wanted $200 for the key at, quote, my discounted price. So I'm going to order one from a different dealer. I think it was $130 when I looked it up, or one of my key suppliers. I don't need the e-key because we've got 2 good keys I could just take one out of. But with the Key Tool Max, you should be able to unlock a Toyota key, but I've never done it, and I had another locksmith tell me that he's never had success with it, that he always used in the bag Toyota keys. So I'm just gonna go buy another key, then program a key back to the smart box and have a good working key. And like I said, if the unlocked works with the Key Tool Max, then we'll have 3 keys for this car. No big deal, and my neighbor will be fine with that. So anyway, long story short on this car, used smart box, completely usable. I did whatever steering lock handshake or whatever it was in the IM608, and it got the lock unlock basically off the dash, where I was able to use the key and make the car run. Now, one thing I wish I had the documentation here, but it's sitting on my dining room table. I did print out information from Toyota for this particular kind of issue. They're trying to tell me anytime the smart box is replaced that you have to replace all of it. Per Toyota Tech Docs, which I informed them of because I printed a phone book of information out to take up there, basically says replace smart gateway ECU or smart certification ECU, which is the red box, and then take that take the customer's keys and reprogram the keys or re-register the keys. So use is used, or use is usable. You can use you should be able to use used keys if you unlock them to program back into the smart box, and to get the car running, to bypass the I guess the smart box reset, because for some reason I originally wasn't able to do a smart box reset, and I might be able to do a smart box reset now that it's handshook, or had a handshake, whoever it was unhappy about with whatever lock and unlock I did. You might be able to smart box reset it now. I'm just going to use the simulator right here, pull the data like we did, make a fake key, then use that as a good key to add in to add another key, and we should be good, and this car should be fixed with a used smart box ECU or smart certification ECU, and it's not going to cost you $3,400 in pulling the entire freaking dash. Now, there are some things I made addendum this later, and I'm just so busy that it's hard to make these YouTube videos, and I'm shooting this with my phone like usual because it just works out way easier. But you should be able to use used. Shouldn't cost you $3,400. There is cases where you can't program keys, that if the smart box or the smart key ECU or smart certification ECU does not fix it, they tell you to replace the key, the ECU, and the immobilizer behind the dash. Should be right here and all the way behind the air box. That is part of the tech docs for one of the flow charts, but for this particular issue, I think we got it kicked once I program a key in and or unlock the originals, and we should be good. I'm just glad that I was able to get this back running and driving it and not spend $3,400, or basically probably $1,500 and have to pull the whole entire dash. So to a couple of you that I've reached out to for help, I appreciate it. For everybody else that may run into this and you get somebody that tells you that the Smart Box ECU is non-replaceable with a used component, they're wrong. Used is working. If something changes on this when I program a key in, or we have other issues, I will update this video or post another video. But don't buy, the lesson here is don't buy a Toyota Prius. Yeah, I hate these cars. Now the batteries are easy to rebuild, but I hate these cars. So friends don't let friends buy or drive Priuses. That's the lesson from this video. But if you have any comments or have any questions, comment below. I'll do my best to answer. Don't work on a lot of Toyotas because technically Toyotas really don't break down. But yeah, thanks for coming to my video here about the Nightmare Prius.